Hello, hello, good morning, and welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. It is episode number 2 of Coffee and a Card, and I am so excited to be here with you. Let me just turn this other lamp off. There we go. So welcome. It is, what day is it today? It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025, and I am here to share with you a fun card using the terrific Toadstools. So say hello when you get here. I want to make sure that I am live in all the right places. Yesterday was my first time using this new program I have set up, and it didn't work so well over on YouTube. So I just want to make sure that I am live in all the right places. So please say hello. And I'm just going to quickly, while you're here, oh, Kathy says good morning. So she is on Facebook, and Lynn, hello on YouTube. Okay, awesome. I'm so glad to see it's working. Hello, Tina. All right, it appears that this time the software has done, or actually that I told the software to do the right thing. So good morning, everybody. I hope you've got your coffee ready, and we're ready to start the day with some coffee and a card. All right, so we are going to continue using the terrific Toadstools. You guys, this stamp set, oh my gosh, how adorable is it? Like, seriously. When I first saw it, I kind of was like, okay, it's Toadstool stamp? But oh my gosh, I got it, and now I can't quit playing with it. It is just so fun. Good morning, Joan and Betty. Hello, Jackie. Welcome, everybody. I'm just going to shrink my screen down a little bit in front of me so I can see any comments that are coming in over on my Facebook group. I will let you all know that if you're watching over on my Creative Corner group, there is quite a delay, and so I will get your comments as soon as I see them, but there's definitely a delay. This is all a bit of a learning curve for me. Okay, let me just get, oh, that didn't work. Hold on, we're almost there, and we're gonna do some fun stamping today. Oh gosh, okay, there we go. It seems like I can see parts and bits, and I don't know what's happening over here on this end, but get it all set up. And then going forward, it'll be perfect, right? That's what we say. Okay. Alrighty, so if I don't get to your comments over on Facebook in the group, I will definitely come back and answer you when we're all done. So as you may know, next week is super exciting. On Tuesday, there is so much happening in Stampin' Up land. First of all, the amazing new mini catalog is launching. So this one right here starts on January 7th. If you already have your copy, you can see it's full of all kinds of beautiful new products for the spring. We also have our biggest promotion of the year in celebration starting on Tuesday as well. So this, when you spend $75 here in Canada, you get to choose something out of this brochure for your free product. And I'm going to show you 3 different products that you could choose in today's video. So that's super exciting. We also have a ton of online exclusives launching on the 7th. We have new kits collections, 3 of them coming out on the 7th. And we also have a scrapbooking brochure. So how many of you watching are scrapbook fans? Because I love to scrapbook. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate scrapbooking videos into my business as well. So leave me a comment and let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. And I'd love to know just who my scrapbooking friends are. Okay. I think that's what I wanted to, oh no, we've got something else super exciting too, you guys, I forgot. So I almost forgot. Starting on Monday, I will be live every day next week at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And what's super fun for all of you is that directly following my video at 11 Central Time, Michelle Litwiller from Owl Star Stampers, my friend that I like to partner with for crafting events, she will be live as well. So all week long, we are going to be sharing with you projects using the celebration selections. So you're going to want to get in on that and join us live each day if you can, or catch the replays so you don't miss out. We'll also have ordering specials. So if you're in Canada, you can take advantage of my ordering special. And if you're in the US, you can take advantage of Michelle's, and you're going to get so much inspiration. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys again. So keep those comments coming. I just want to make sure everything is working. Hopefully I haven't lost you guys and everything is still working as it should. Okay, I'm just going to do one little double check because something crazy came up on my computer here. Let's make sure we are still live where we need to be. So I will change programs because the one I was using raised their prices to be extremely crazy. And so I thought I'm going to find something better. And I actually really do like this program I'm using a lot. It's just a bit of a learning curve, of course. So let me just make sure we're still live over here. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, we're live everywhere we need to be. Let's get to stamping. Keep those comments coming. Let me know you're here watching, sipping your coffee with me this morning. All right, so we are continuing on with, let me turn the lamp back on. We are continuing on with terrific toadstools because this is one of my top choices from the mini catalog. I think it is so unique and so adorable. So let me know in the comments what you think about this stamp set. If it's one that you're falling in love with or can't wait to get your hands on, or maybe it's not your style. I'd love to know that too. Okay, so the celebration products, I told you we're going to be playing with 3 of them. We're going to be using the Toadstool Gardens DSP. And we're also, and I showed you this in detail in yesterday's coffee and a card video. So if you missed it, go back and watch that one. I showed each page up close and personal to show you how fabulous it is. We're also going to be using the seam binding Fresh Freesia ribbon. This is another choice you can get for free when you spend $75. And lastly, we're going to be using, again, these purple sequins, purple adhesive back sequins, which are also one of the options you can choose for free. All right, so looks like hopefully we are live still on the Facebook group. It looks like there's some issues over there, so I apologize if you're trying to watch there. Maybe pop on over to YouTube or to Bird's Nest Designs page. All right, are we ready to stamp? Joan says it reminds me of the 70s. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it. I really do love this paper so much. Okay, so we're going to make a screen card today. Now, a screen card is, you'll see what that is. It's basically, we're going to take this piece of designer paper, which I've chosen ahead of time and cut down already. We're going to turn this into like a screen, like a 3-panel screen, just to make it the focal point of our card. And so to do that, I do have some measurements. Okay, let me grab my trimmer. So first things first, we've got Fresh Freesia card base, and we've got a panel of basic white. We've got some of the Toadstool Gardens DSP in this fun like mushroom texture kind of print. And then we've got another piece I just shared with you. And then we've got some more Fresh Freesia. And we've got a little label here that I cut out of basic white using the Unbounded Love dies. So I used this shape. You can't barely see it behind my label. But this one right up here I used because it fits our popping up to say hi just perfectly. Okay, so let me give you the measurements. They will also be on my blog. So if you missed them today, you can always pop on over to createwithbirdsnest.ca, go to the blog post showing this card, and the measurements will be there for you. So we've got Fresh Freesia, which is just a standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5 that I've scored at 4 1/4. Our insert for the inside of our card is just standard basic white 4 by 5 1/4. We've got the Fresh Freesia piece here, and this one measures 3.5 by 4 3/4. Then I've got a panel right here, this one is 4 by 5 1/4 as well. And then this piece, which we're going to cut apart, this one measures 3 by 4.5. So 3 across, 4.5. And I'll show you why, I'll explain to you why it's important to start with a full piece like this. So in our card, we're going to cut this piece here. Let me bring my trimmer in so you guys can see that. So we're going to cut this into 3 1-inch strips. So we're going to keep the length, but we're going to take the 3-inch width and we're going to cut it into 3 1-inch pieces. Okay, so I'm cutting apart this beautiful pattern. And this screen card design would look perfectly awesome, if that's a sentiment, perfectly awesome with some of the scene papers that we have, like what's that one called? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. But you know the ones I'm talking about. Ones that have the pretty natural scenes on them. Okay, so here we have our 3 panels. Now the reason you wanted to start with one large piece is so that you have the images continuing from one panel to the other. Okay, so it kind of all set together. It's complete, and then we're just going to separate it a bit with some white space in between. I love these colors too, Kathy. It's so fun. Fresh Freesia is really popular throughout this new mini catalog, and so I was excited because I do really like the color, but it's one that I don't tend to gravitate to on my own, so having it in so many of the DSP is really helpul in getting it used in my craft room. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to fold this card base. Can you guys still see what I'm doing? There we go. Okay, so we've got the card base done. We are going to take our large panel of DSP here and adhere that to the front of the card. Okay. What do you guys all have planned for today? I know it's Friday. It's early in the morning. I have a few errands to do today, some crafting. I was excited to come and do this video with you guys. I don't have a whole lot on my plan today, except for getting this piece straight. Let's wiggle this around so that it's straight. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our 3 panels here, we're gonna flip them over, and we're gonna put some bumpets on the back. So I would say 3, if you get the 2 top and bottom ones close to the edge, then it should be fine just to have 1 more in the center. Now, if you want to make sure that it's nice and solid, then you could always add an extra 1 or 2 in there if you want. But I think these look really fun popped up like this. Okay, so we've got our panels. We're going to take our Fresh Freesia that was 3 by 3.5 by 4 3/4. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer these on to create the screen. So we want to make sure that they're in the right order so that the image is continuing from one to the other. Okay. Now, I sip of my coffee while I wake up this morning. Okay, so let's start. I like to start in the middle. And the reason is because if I center this, then I can always make up, if it's a little off, I can always make up the difference on the sides. So we'll take our middle piece here, kind of line it up on my grid paper. Okay, so we're gonna go about right here. Well, let me just see. 1 + 2, 1 + 2. Oh, we need to kind of break that one in half right there. Okay. I'm trying to be too technical. We're just going to eyeball it. That's so much more my style. Let's just eyeball this in there. Okay, there it is. Now I can make up the difference and get these pieces centered. Over here. So we're going to take this one. Can you guys please let me know in the comments if the video and everything sound is good, because I'm getting a message saying something about a keyframe rate is too low. I'm not really sure what that means, but if you can just let me know in the comments from both Facebook and YouTube that everything is okay on your end, then I won't worry about it. Okay, so then we're going to just do the same thing. We're going to split the difference over here and center this one. Oh yeah, look how off-centered that one is. Okay. We're going to have to tweak this. So let's pull this one off gently. Okay, thanks, Joan. Looks good over on Facebook. That's awesome. I don't know what that message means. Okay. Hopefully it's okay over on YouTube as well. If Lynn or Tina is still watching, please let me know if all is good on your end. Okay. So there we have the panels all centered. That was a bit of the long way around things, but you just want to get them as evenly spaced as you can to kind of create that fun little screen look. Okay. And I love how we can see that pretty Fresh Freesia in behind. So the next thing we want to do is take some of our seam binding Okay, thanks, Tina. She says the sound is good there too, so that's awesome. I'll just ignore whatever is happening over there on that message. Alrighty, so we're going to take this seam binding and we're going to wrap it around. Now, one thing I will tell you, this ribbon has a little bit of static to it, and so it can be a little sticky to your hands, especially in this dry, cold weather. It is minus, I don't know what here. It feels like minus a million. It is like, let me just tell you what it is. It is minus 28 degrees here today, and it is bitter, bitter cold. Okay, so everything's dry and the static seems to increase. So we're going to just take this fresh freesia seam binding and we're going to tie in a bow. Now, for whatever reason, when I'm tying a bow, I like to turn my paper upside down because then it tends to be that my tails of the bow end up in the right space. If I do it the other way, I tend to always end up with the tails on the wrong side, if that makes any sense. However, hopefully that will... Oh. Where are my tweezers? That's what I need. You guys taught me that neat trick. So I'm going to put my tweezers in here to hold that in place while I tie my bow. It's like having a second set of fingers. It's perfect. So then we can tie this bow. You can get rid of the tweezers out of there. And then we can kind of just tweak this bow a little bit to make it look pretty. Isn't that ribbon so nice and soft? Like it's just, oh my gosh, it's so pretty on there. It's soft and subtle. And I'm just trying to turn that one because it got flipped inside out. There we go. Oh my gosh, such a pretty little bow, right? Hi, Lynn. Okay, so what I love about this screen style card is it just showcases this beautiful paper so well. It's so pretty. I love the Toadstool. So we'll trim this up and make it look pretty before we're finished. But let's go back to our card here. And as I said yesterday, I broke my pretty little dish that I kept all my dimensional backings in over the holidays. And so now I need to find a new one because they're getting everywhere. All right. So, oh, Lynn's, yes, minus 28. It is so cold. Like it's so cold here. It's 47 in Washington and raining. Oh my goodness, no rain here. Okay, so this piece is going to get centered on top of our designer series paper. So I'm just going to adhere that straight down. You could add bumpets if you want, but I'm going to add some bumpets to the front when I start decorating this beautiful screen. So there we have that. Now let's bring in a piece of, oh, I didn't grab my white scrap piece. Good thing I have it right here beside me. Let me just grab a piece of white out of my scrap bin. Okay, so where'd that label go? Here is the label that I cut. Remember, this is from the Unbounded Love dies. These dies are like so beautiful, and there's so many options in here just for like some nice fun shapes, especially for when you're using like a little sentiment shape that you'd like. So I'm going to grab my fresh freesia ink pad. And we're going to stamp Poppin' Up to Say Hi. Now, how cute is that? I can't wait to send these in the mail to some of my friends and Stampin' customers just to say hi. So we'll stamp that centered there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take that. We're going to add some bumpets to the back. And I'm going to put them in the center because I'm going to add some more stuff to the front of the card. And by putting them in the center, it allows me some room to tuck the other images that we're going to create in behind. Okay, I think my mission today is going to be to find another little bin I can use for my bumpet backs. That's a funny word, right? Bumpet backs. Okay, so there we have that. Let's cut this off right now. It's looking a little weird. And we'll trim this one down too. I just want a cute little bow. And I love how well that coordinates with this paper. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take our images from the Toadstool. Hi, Alexina, welcome. We're going to take our scrap piece of white, and we're going to stamp some of the images from the terrific Toadstools stamp set. This one, you guys, oh my gosh, how cute it is. I just love it. So we're going to take our mushroom top here. Now, yesterday we used the really large mushroom top. Today we're using this the medium size one. I would call these the little ones. And that, see how staticky this ribbon is? It's static right to my finger. Okay. We're going to stamp 2 of these. We're only going to use one, but I want to show you something. So I'm going to stamp 2 of them. Oh, that didn't stamp very well. I think this ink pad needs to be re-inked. Let's see if we can get some in the corners here. Try that again up here. All right, well, we're going to go with it. I'll get that re-inked for next time. Okay, we also want to stamp in gray granite. We're going to stamp the mushroom stem. Okay, I cannot get this to come off. There we go. So we're going to stamp 2 of these as well. So one there, and let's just stamp another here. Okay, and then I want some Granny Apple Green, which is the color green that's in this designer series paper, so it's going to coordinate perfectly. Hi, Wendy! Happy New Year! We are going to stamp 2 of these as well. Okay, now let's put the ink pads away. Have another sip of my coffee. Okay, so there is a punch that coordinates with this Toadstool, terrific Toadstool bundle or stamp set. So it's it can be purchased in a bundle. So what is unique about this compared to punches we've had in the past is that when you cut this out, let me just see if I can show you. And of course I cut these all the wrong way, but let's try this. If I just cut this paper apart, so if I cut out, let's cut out this one that didn't turn out so well. If I go to cut this one out, do you see what happens? It cuts the entire image, and so there is no white border at all, and it actually like leaves some of the ink there. So you get a complete ink covered top for your mushroom, okay? So that happens with all 3 pieces. And again, I haven't positioned this very well, but so same with this, same with the stem, right? If we take the stem, it's going to cut the same thing. It's going to cut out with no white on the back. Now, if you want some white around it, then your only option is to fussy cut. And for this card, I thought it looked better with a little bit of white. So I'm going to actually fussy cut these, and then I'm going to show you the difference, and you guys can decide which one you like better. Now, obviously, if you wanted to make a bunch of cards with these Toadstools, the punch would be the easier option, because you'd be very easily can get a whole bunch of them punched out in no time, whereas fussy cutting is going to take a bit. But I just want to show you some variations because there's always more than one way to use our products, right? So there is the mushroom cap with the white and without. And then we'll do the same with the stem. So Joan, yes, this is a very easy card to make. You could even just leave it like that and do nothing more with it. I just wanted to add in one of these Toadstools because they're so darling. So I'm going to finish cutting this out. Okay, so there is the stem with the white and without. Do you guys have a preference yet, or can you even tell? Maybe I need to put my silicone mat down here for you guys to see it better. So there is the mushroom with the white. That's the one we fussy cut, and then this is the one without. So there's 2 different ways. It does look different. Of course, the size is slightly bigger too. For these green leaves, there is no punch, so we definitely have to cut these ones out. So we'll fussy cut. leaving a bit of the white edge. Now, if you decided that you like this stamp better, or mushroom better with no edges on them, then you could cut your leaves out too with no border as well. But I am going to go with the border. Okay. I am so excited for next week's week of videos with Michelle. I think it's going to be super fun. I can't wait to be live with you 5 days next week, all at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, if that doesn't work for you, you can always catch the replays. They'll be available both on Facebook or YouTube for you to watch at any time. But there's going to be full of all kinds of inspiration on all the fabulous products we have for celebration this year. Okay, so there's one more branch, and then we'll get this card finished up and get on with our day. But what a great way to start it, with some coffee and a card. Stamping with friends is always so much more fun, right? I think so. Okay. I'm just gonna... Oh my gosh. Why am I struggling with this morning? Not enough coffee, that's the problem. So remember, when you're fussy cutting, I need to remind myself of this sometimes. Turn the paper, not your scissors. It makes it so much easier. Alrighty. One more little snip here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got all our images cut out. So I'm not seeing any comments. What do you guys like better? Or is it indifferent as to whether there's a white background or not on our mushroom or our toadstool? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our liquid glue. This one just needs to go in the garbage. It's struggling. It won't come out. I can feel that there's still a little bit in there, but anyway. So as I mentioned yesterday, the stems on these, I feel like they should go on the top. I know I've seen some other cards where they're in the back, so it's a preference. But to me, I feel like that should go under or on top as opposed to behind. That's just my preference and my interpretation of this image. So you do what you like. Tina says they both look great. Joan likes the white. I like the white too. So we'll stick this on there just so you guys can see it all assembled. Okay, so now what I want to do is on our popping up to say hi, I'm going to add our mushroom in behind. So I'm going to tuck that in right like that. Okay, now can you see, let me move that down a bit. Can you see how it's got that nice white border? And then if I put this one in, it still looks good. Absolutely it does, but it's not quite as big and bold. So that's why for this card, I wanted to have the borders on it, just because I think it just stands out a bit better. So if I add a couple of bumpets to the back of the mushroom cap, I'm not even going to worry about the stem because it's now attached to the top, and we're going to tuck it on in there. Kind of like that. And then we'll take our green leaves, and I'm going to take some mini bumpets this time, some baby bumpets, okay? And we're going to put just one anywhere behind that it's going to fit. And we'll take one that's going to kind of go like this. And you can even get fancy and kind of tuck it around the mushroom cap like that. And then the second one, there's two different options. We can have it coming out that way like that, which is really cute, or we can have it coming out up here, which was my original design. But now that I'm seeing this together this morning, I'm liking this down here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that one there. Okay, our card is almost complete. We're going to add some bling to the top. So with our purple sequins. If you guys are enjoying this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click those hearts or thumbs up buttons. it really does help spread the word and get other people over here crafting and stamping with us too. And I appreciate each and every one of those. So we're going to take this fun little, there's 4 different colors. Yesterday we used the pink ones. Today we're going to use these lighter purple ones. And we're going to just add a few of those. Oops. Okay, I want 2 down here. And then I think we're going to put another, maybe a bigger one. Actually, let's change my mind. Let's put a bigger one to add a bit more sparkle up here. Now they're going to be subtle. They're not going to stand out hugely, but look at the sparkle that they offer. So if I do a more zoomed in view here on the desk, I can show this to you. And it's definitely, back down here in the camera, you can see those sparkles. Isn't that pretty? Love it. So we'll go back to the normal view. Okay. For the inside of the card, we don't want to have a naked inside, right? So we're going to do a quick little bit of stamping on our white. Oops. Oh, those backings. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of stamping here really quick, and then our card will be complete. So I've got a fresh freesia. I'm going to stamp my mushroom cap again. And I'm definitely going to re-ink this as soon as we're done this video today. Okay, there's our mushroom cap. We'll take some gray granite and we will stamp this. I'm going to line that up and stamp it down like that. Isn't that cute? So you can do these just by stamping. You don't have to punch them apart. You can make these cute little toadstools. And then we'll add a bit of the granny apple green because I think it just ties everything so nicely together. And we'll just pop some of that up here. And then maybe another little bit over here. Like that. Close these up before I get all my ink all over my sweater here. Okay, that can get popped in the inside of our card. Like that, and there is our finished card for today. So that was our card we just completed, and then here is the one I made up yesterday. So as you can see, the only difference is that I put the 2 branches on the one side. They both look cute, but I think that I like the one on each side a little bit better today. Ask me tomorrow, might have a different opinion, but that is today's coffee and a card. So I hope that gets your day off to a creative start and that you're excited to get in your craft room sometime this weekend, hopefully, to do a little bit of stamping, have some fun and be creative. Thank you all for joining me. I know this time is different, but I am loving joining you and starting my day off with such a creative inspiration to start the day. It is a very, very cute stamp set, and it will be available starting on January 7th. As demonstrators, we were able to start ordering it middle of November, I think it was. Anyway, we had early as usual. We were allowed to order them, but if you're a customer, you get to order it starting on Tuesday. So get excited for that. And please, if you're able to, join us next week. Michelle and I will be live back to back all week long, Monday through Friday. To stamp with you and share some awesome inspiration from the celebration brochure. So have a fabulous weekend. I might be live again on Sunday, so if you're around, check it out. I'll be posting when I'll be live. Maybe we'll do a little bit of scrapbooking.